serve as a substitute for a healthcare Disclaimer. The information and education material contained herein is meant to promote the general understanding and dialogue of GAN's processing. Such information is not meant or intended to serve as a substitute for a healthcare professional's clinical training, experience, or judgment. For patients and individuals, such information is not to be a substitute for professional medical, therapeutic, or healthcare advice or counseling. For medical issues or concerns, including decisions about medications and other treatments, readers, viewers, listeners should always consult their physician or, in serious cases, seek immediate assistance from emergency personnel. Prescription information, procedures, and use of medical devices information should be undertaken only by properly trained and certified medical personnel. We specifically disclaim any warranties, express or implied, including implied warranties of merchantability or fitness for a particular purpose. Such information is provided, as is, and is believed to be accurate at the time of its publishing, but it is the viewer's job to evaluate the accuracy of any information found in this presentation. Every case presented is of their own experience, applied by themselves for themselves, and it applies to their case only. Every person experiencing health problems should seek professional medical advice and consult their course of treatment with a doctor. The processes of plasma balancing described herein are a natural process which supports the body but does not replace medical advice or therapies one is already subject to.
It's time for change to move into the real work of the universe. And it's time to understand that we use the matter state to reach the level of understanding of the soul of the man. Now you understand maybe why the Creator has sent His messengers in the name of whatever you have had. Is that they bring the ears, that it can be used when the time of the Messiah comes. They can teach the soul and the message, not to oppose, but by them understanding through those who have become messiahs to give from their souls to these to elevate, the job is made easy. The school is there and the students are devotedly there. Then there won't be any fight between what they call the Muslims and the Christians. The lamb and the lion will eat and sleep in the same nest. The Christians and the Muslims will sleep and pray in the mosque and in the same church in the name of their souls, not in the name of religion that is used to create so much conflict for the benefit of those who were the hyperactive children. The time has come, the time of change is here. And as I said, my wish is my command. If it's your wish to see peace, the path of peace is laid very clearly. It's the soul of the collective awareness by giving will create that position of change. No other thing. There is no pen in the soul of the man. And I'm sure once you go into the universal community, you will never see anything written but the balance of the fields of the soul of the existence. Try to be humble enough not to become arrogant in the power that you have understood and you possess. Otherwise, you'll fall in the same path of the church and the mosque. This is what we promised, and this is what we have delivered. We have to understand the operation of the soul, and we have to understand the soul of the man is a star in the cosmos of the universe. If we compare the soul of the man and many of us, 7 billion in one collection, Earth is like a galaxy with so many stars. When we look in the depth of the universe, we see galaxies with hundreds of millions of stars in it. So is the planet Earth. It carries 7 billion beautiful stars, which are the soul of the man. Carries with it soul of so many trillions of animals, plants, and everything else. So if you look, when someone who does not see the physicality of the Earth and its content, what do they see? They see a galaxy with so many beautiful lights shining, each one according to their strength, each one according to their position. An infant has a beautiful soul, so has the old man. To those who do not see the physical dimension of this planet, but they see the strength of the field, we are clusters of stars. The human race, every single soul, no one from a distance sees that's the soul of a fisherman, that's the soul of the cosmologist, that's the soul of the president. They all shine irrespective of the physicality. This is the magic. This is what the new science has to bring to man. When we look to our soul, we see nothing but a star in the other souls. And this is the break. This is the understanding. This is what all these teachings are about. Coming to mature to the next level, to understand in the deep space, the universe is the oyster for those souls who serve. Then man is ready to go into space. Then man is ready to become part of the universal community which has been promised. I never promised you heaven. I always promised you the elevation of the man to join the family. And now you have the key. It's you who has to open the door to understand, if I can raise the soul of these people or millions of other souls, that the physical life on this planet changes, then I'm worthy to be part of the universal community. To be there to serve, to expand. To be there, to be part, that in the cycle of life of universe, I become, in being part, I become part of the totality. When man reaches that point, a new dimension in the strength of the soul of the man will appear, which is beyond imagination of understanding of the physical life. It's the gate to the opening of the new life, in a new dimension, which is beyond imagination of what you might call a new beginning, a new cycle, which that cycle carries with itself the origin of the creation of life in the universe and in the universe. It's the elevation of the soul to serve become the key, not a throne of the physical life. The time is right. The time has come for the man to go through this process.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the 292nd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice, here on Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. This is a broadcast of the Keshe Foundation, Spaceship Institute, Education Department, and part of the public teachings in English. My name's Rick Crammond, and I'll be host once again in this weekly series of workshops. And once again, we have the honor of being joined with the members of the Universal Council who will be presenting today's workshop. So without further ado, let's get into that and let's begin.
Yes, hello everyone. This is Jacko, UC member of the Universal Council, representative of the Dutch language. Today we have the honor to have an introduction of the Grand Lady of the Foundation. Mehran will take the word and do our introduction. So Mehran, are you ready?
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
It was really worth it to run in the street to be there at time. I thank you very much. It's very kind of you all. I say hello to everybody, to Rick, and thank you for being here and taking the flags up high. Thank you for introduction. Well, I try to be brief. The subject is the subject of conflict. We always, in fact, conflict means that I exist. And when we have conflict, we always have a bad feeling after that, even though we win or we lose, and we have to ask pardon or somebody has to be excused. So it's something we use different methods sometimes. And now what I'm going to share with you is the way Mr. Keshe said to do. He said, when you have a conflict, you just leave. You just go away. And then elevate the soul of that person. Just that, elevate the soul of that person. So I heard it, and I tried with the first person, which on the phone I had conflict, which is my mom, because of old age, but I tried to really honor her. So I elevated her soul. I elevated her the way I could imagine that could be elevation. And surprising enough, the next time I called her, she was calmer. She let my space to talk. That's why I thought it might work in the case of conflict sometimes. So that's another suggestion, and I hope it works for you also. It doesn't mean all our problems are solved, but one by one. Thank you very much. Thank you, Jacko. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Mehran. We will come to that later on too, because that is really a solution to progress ourselves and continue growing. So that's wonderful. Thank you very much. Now, Lissy, are you ready?
Yes, good morning. Good morning.
Hi.
And thank you. Welcome again to the forum, to the one of the Soul of the Peace, and welcome to the Universal Community. That intro is extract from 503. The wall structure will be set from Monday to 6 to November 5 days in London. We have already chosen the venue. That's correct. Will be the announcement very late in the session, but the ambassadors and the dignitaries and some of the knowledge seekers which be invited and governmental office and scientists. We show the new space technology can be done inside a dome, inside a building. And we did, will show the application of life. What life will be and how systems to support life will take shape. And this will be one of the most, what we call advanced technology shown, we changed that. Meeting in London, we changed the space technology. We are not coming to talk. We are not coming in the just walk and show something. When you are in meeting, when you are in the session, you will feel and you have become part of the space. You feel how it will be for the person in the space to be in, how we can guarantee life, how we can support life, and you will feel it. But as the truth that every man has access to that secret, which is not a secret anymore. It's a secret of life. How we'll survive in the depths of the universe, what energies we have to take will feed our soul, and what energies we need to take from the environment to allow the soul or physicality to exist within the soul. Well, the you test banana and we need to swim in the depths of the ocean or the waters of the universe. When the race was put on the show, the first light in Chicago Fair, where Tesla and Edison in two different sites took part on the side of direct current DC and alternating current AC, and Edison lost. And we saw the change. Tesla brought to touch the life for all us. And then by coming to that point, straighten out we go back to Edison. We bring the alternating current to our homes because it's easier and cheaper. And then we plug an adapter to make a direct current that it works with your system. So the knowledge is the same. The knowledge of creation is the same. The all is there, which is a matter of physicality. And the new, which is the energy technology, will come into it. But then they merit, one cannot work without each other. One of yours called listen to the teaching. If we didn't have collaboration between the Tesla and Edison work, what would have happened if Edison and Tesla would have come to understand the collaboration between them will change the world in a different way at the time? You can imagine what my can would have achieved today. And this is the new technology. In a way, it's connected, as we say, through international wireless system of the Keshe Foundation. So our system. We monitor everything. We see and we test everything else. It's very interesting that you touch it, we feel it, we see it. Thank you.
So we come a long way from those what we call units of the what we call Keshe Foundation, which you saw. The big universal body enhancement spaceship unit was kept as a center point, and the structure of them has now become one system, runs the whole operation, and we can control everything else. Through this, you'll see, I'm sure this soon become the grandfather of the new systems to come in. We already see what the next step is going to be. The headphone is connected to the what we call the stand, and inside, connected to our system in what we call central server. So from now on, you can go and say, I'm coming to be tested that I can taste banana. I'm coming in to be tested to get this. And then we see how we can adjust and give you that taste and the energy. You want to become, not to eat, we can test and put it through. That you put the headphone on 3 times a day, and once a day, it becomes your food. The system you buy as a head unit is different than the unit which is for the Universal Body Enhancement Spaceship unit system. The other units which are connected to this, each one is set for a specific program, for a process, and we connect it to different machines. Therefore, in coming time, in the next few years, what we see lives in the corner of the house. It will feed you, keeps you healthy, elevates your soul, even can, in the coming time, allow you to the transmutation. As we have shown, as the system has been brought up, we go to the next step. This is a change where you will see, this is what will show. Ambassadors can put on their head and get in touch with the presidents and their kings. We'll bring this to reality, and then many, many more systems you will see. We have to face the change. There is no choice. As I said, man always spoke about Tesla and Edison, but man never considered the beauty of the two knowledges and technologies they brought together, brought mankind to where we are today. We transport through Tesla. We deliver through Edison. We transport through the transmutation of the soul, and we deliver the physicality through the transfer of body into matter state. There's no difference. Now we see in the body of the man, we breathe, we take energy in the lung through our nose, we take the energy through our mouth. What is at the highest level, energy fields in the dimension of the air we breathe, passes through the back channel near the soul. The soul takes the energy it needs to charge up, to expand. The material state of the gas in the lung becomes the source of the energy for the soul of the physicality. In a way, when you plug your phone, when it's flat, battery discharged, to the wire system of Tesla, you bring that energy for it to charge up. Slowly, slowly. In 1 or 2 hours, it charges and it becomes full. And then you say the phone is ready to use. The same thing happens to the man. As I said before, knowing, understanding technology of today, they tell us after we breathe how many times, 1 million, 2 million, whatever, during the life cycle on average, we die. Which means it takes us 2 million breaths, let's say, to charge up the soul. Thank you. Shweta?
Yes, I'm starting. 1 minute. Now we understand why we breathe. We gather the energies and we charge it up. Slowly, step by step, every breath we take, it charges the soul, gives the energy to it to exist and to expand its energy span. And what goes in our body as a gas in lungs, as a lower level energies become the energy. The structure of what we call the physicality and the soul of physicality of the man. Then we understand even the food we eat, we continuously create that condition for the physicality as an energy to exist and to exist. 1 minute. Exist while we are still boosting into the soul and boosting, creating condition of the fields interaction between the soul of the physicality and the soul of the man. Then we understand why we breathe. Then we understand why we eat. And then once we understand certain level energies are needed for the soul to expand, and certain energy levels are needed for the soul of the physicality to be able to control the expansion, then we understand the secret of life. We need secret of life. Breathe. 1 minute. one understands certain energy needed as solar life. We need the two, the higher order and the lower order, the proton and the electron, to keep life, to keep confirmation of the existence. And now we understand if we can create a condition through these headphones, through these structures, that we can feed the soul of the physicality and the soul of the man. At the same time, do we need to die? Do we need to kill to eat? And these headphones are set to do that. But we control you. Go to the shop, buy food to eat, and the air is free from the creator you breathe. He doesn't charge you for it. Maybe soon some governments even tell you after 1 million breathing, you have to pay for it. Because now we don't need the resources of the food and water and the rest of it. They will find a way to tax us. Death tax, and birth are the three only guaranteed things to the man on this planet. But soon it becomes no death, birth with no taxation. Because they can't tax you when you are in the space. In so many ways, the London presentation will bring the first step to the understanding of the reality. And then with these systems, as we spread them more and more around the world, we'll come to understand we really become the man of the universe in a few months' time, in a few years' time, as we expand the technology in conjunction with the Chinese central government. We will bring the changes that the nations will not understand what national food security means. Nations will not even consider hunger. Nations will not even consider drought. We plan to show some amazing things that you feel, you taste, and you touch in the London show. In a way, some of you become the ambassador of the knowledge, and then we allow the world to assess where we go next. And we will see the evolution in science and technology on the 11th of November. We bring it out. We show the magravs. We show the other side of the technology, which brings everything the man needs, but in dimensions of physicality. But interesting enough, magnetical, gravitational, and magravs will be there. Even though you cannot see them, the knowledge of the star formation will be there, where the man become the man of space. Beautiful. Thank you.
As I said to the knowledge seekers who were in Manchester, we will bring you in it. You'll be part of it. And for the first time, man will understand how we feed him, how we give him the oxygen, and how we give him the warmth. In the presentation of Saturday night, you'll become part of the spaceship. You become part of the structure to see how you will live in the space, how freely the materials of the universe are at your command and at your disposal without any taxation. As I said, I wonder how many of you will come in with all sorts of conditions, from cancer to the other, and how many of you will walk without it during the session or start the process of it. London presentation will be a change in the history of man. And the beauty of it is, it's so simple. The simplicity of it will bring shock to the world of science. But in a way, it's the science of energy. It's not the science of matter. Man has become good in controlling matter, but man has never understood how simple he can control energy. The beauty of it is, if your body can maintain the most powerful plasma, that it becomes a star in the future. How difficult can it be for a man who's a beautiful replicator to do? The beauty of it is, as you have seen, I gave life to Naomi remote from behind in the window, and we see her back with us. I didn't make the system. The Father did. The same shall be with the London show. I don't touch any system. It's done by the knowledge seekers. That it does not become a magic. It becomes a knowledge. It becomes a technology, which means it's transferable, not only for a human, but for the whole of the universe, as the knowledge will be transferred. In the coming time, you want to go to China. You go to the headset, you arrange to learn about the world, the emotion, the beauty of the Chinese language and the culture. When you arrive in China, you understand what the joke is, if it's said. And you don't stand outside seeing the Chinese laughing and you're looking at the ceiling. Because the knowledge of the emotion of the language and the language is transferred. In a way, we get the whole encyclopedia of the knowledge of the nation. The culture, the race, be it on this planet or in the space. These units you see on the table on your screen is the beginning of that change. And I'm sure our Israeli scientists with the Japanese copying machine and with the mass production in China, soon these will be small enough to be implants within our body, where we can expand our souls under our control, where we decide which part of the energy will go to the soul, as the lung does, and which part of the energy will go to the physicality. And the soul of the physicality, as does our stomach and digestive system. There is one point, and this point will be the world leaders. There will be no more religion, and we all will bring in the Creator because we connect to it directly ourselves. As I said to American politicians, as they say, the way to the emotion of the man is through his stomach. The way to the Creator is through his soul. And once you have the connection with the Creator, which is you in part, do you need fake intermediaries? Thank you.
Those who call themselves the beholder of the faith abused it. And that's where the change comes. Now you have access to the source of the energy. Do you need transformers and the intermediaries and the ayatollahs and mullahs and priests and rabbis to put in what suits them? Because they can get their hands on your pockets, your children, and your life. The freedom of the man comes on the 11th of November, the day of the peace, but the peace between the soul of the physicality and the soul of the man. where we start showing that is not held like by rabbis and the thing, the secret in the temple, but as the truth that every man has access to that secret, which is not a secret anymore. It's a secret of life. How you'll survive in the depths of the universe. What energies have we to take will feed our soul. And what energies we need to take from the environment to allow the soul of the physicality to exist within the soul. Would it be interesting, which I'll teach you in the coming time, is the fact that the soul of the physicality has chosen calcium as a cage to hold the soul within and is keeping it in with the feeding in the small bits from the energy from the brain as emotion. I wonder how many of you can think and can understand with the knowledge you have today, how would the soul of the man encages the soul of the physicality inside it? Would it make in another cage of calcium for it to stay inside it? Or would it create a dimension of the interaction of the fields? What the separation in the fields of gravitational and magnetical creates, that boundary of existence, both within each other. The interaction of the fields between gravitational and magnetical creates an immeasurable fields containment. And this is what the world of science have not understood at all. Because in the world of matter, we use a matter field energy to handle the matter. The fusion of the plasmas as fields is amalgamation of the magnetic fields together. And how you elevate, how you energize one plasma with the other. You pack it in to give it the strength. You don't hammer it in to confine it. If you understand this, you understand something very simple. And it is the fact that the energies of a very low strength are the feeder of the soul of the man. And even in another lower energy fields are the feeder of the soul of the physicality of the man. We don't take in Hiroshima bomb on every breath we take. The secret of creation is in nothingness. And the secret of man is in foolishness. That it has to be more and bigger, to be more powerful, to do things. Where the creation works on the lowest, the softest, nothing else. And this is where, as I said, Tesla meets Edison, where material condition leads what we call the energy. We don't see huge pumping winds and we don't see huge motors running Earth rotating around the sun. Very soft, very low, very literally. Fields that we cannot even feel has been feeding the soul of this planet and the physicality of this planet and the soul of the physicality of this planet for billions of years. Little by little, the weaker they become, the stronger we are. There's more energy in low-level magnetic fields than has ever been in the highest strength fields. Thank you very much. So then we can please go to the next slide.
We, the Universal Council, give through our soul the fruits of unconditional love to all souls in existence.
We are present. Right here.
Yes, we are present. So we come to the soul connection. And as usual, I ask you to allow your soul to open up for this interconnection of souls. We find a comfortable position to relax and to support our physicality. We breathe in and out, slowly through our nose. And that is to support our soul with the energy that it needs. By that, we expand our soul far beyond the boundaries of Earth. We connect to all souls working on peace. With it, to our knowledge seekers, to the Universal Council members, the universal soul of the Universal Council. And through it, we connect to our beloved universal family. We connect to the systems, wherever they are on this planet, who support us by expanding our souls. We connect to Mr. Keshe and thank him for all he does for humanity. We also connect to Mitra in the beauty of manifestation, and to our Creator in the love, in the line of creation. We do it through the dome of peace. And now in thoughts we reach each other's hands to connect, to exchange, and to share our unconditional love to whoever is in need. We do it in silence. And now we slowly come back and we thank all the souls participated in this interconnection, in the manifestation of peace on earth. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Jaco. So beautiful. Now we can go to the next slide, my dear Rick.
Is that the next slide, or should we go to the next one after this one?
I'm not sure if this is something with the timestamp to play, or I do not recognize it. Does someone recognize it?
No, we can, yeah, so connection.
Then we go to the next one.
Yeah.
So that is my part. The picture you see here was taken 2 weeks ago when Fried and Margriet were visiting me. We went up in the hill and had this beautiful view there around the mountains of Switzerland, and it's a very nice place. So again, it is my thoughts and what I learned from Mr. Keshe's teachings, combined with the knowledge of the last Knowledge Seekers workshops. And before I start, I want to repeat, because it's so important to understand. As Mr. Keshe says, I always said, life doesn't start with matter. Life starts with the fields. Interaction of the fields creates a plasma. Interaction of the plasmas creates physics. And the interaction of the two plasmas of physics creates chemistry. And then multiply with its biology, and multiply with is the essence of enlightenment of the soul. And then when enough souls interact and work together, become the soul of the creator. Now I come to my thoughts and experiences. Connection makes you wise is what Mr. Keshe teaches us. We connect every day, and whenever we feel that it is good for humanity, good for all souls and existence, and therefore also good for us. The wisdom makes us able to understand what creation really means. What it means to be a creator in creating. Creating a manifestation on soul level gives us tools that we never had before. Just remember what we learned about time on soul level. It doesn't exist. We also learned that physicality are fields interacting with each other. Creating a plasma, interaction of the plasmas creates the physics. Now look around you, what do you see? Isn't that the physics built up from the fields and the plasmas? The physics are built from certain fields, and now it's getting very interesting. If we understand which fields combination we take to build the plasmas, then can't we create our surroundings? Can't we influence on their behavior too? Mr. Keshe is teaching us about being visible and being non-visible. The switching between both dimensions is the understanding of the fields and their strength and the behavior as a plasma. As most of you know, I'm a firefighter. Sometimes the alert comes on my mobile phone and one is hurry up to get into the car to drive to the firefighter station. The first message normally doesn't go much into detail. It's the topic, so you know which car you take first and which materials you take. As a chief, you carry responsibility about a lot, especially to make it a safe job and that everyone can drive home safely when you're finished. I had a dream. I was standing in front of a building that burned. I looked with my soul eye, and I could see through the walls, observing 3 people still in the house. It was impossible for them to get out because of the fire. They were in 2 different rooms. One was alone, and the other couple were together in another room. What came to my mind was to freeze the situation by slowing down the fields more and more until they almost stand still. The environments around the persons I changed to 21% oxygen and a temperature of about 21 degrees Celsius to protect them. Then I changed my field strength to invisible and walked inside the house to the first person. I know how it feels to walk through flames in firefighter's dress, but this time it felt completely different. The flames were there, but it didn't touch one in this specific soul field strength. As I arrived at this person, I changed to visible to tell him we are leaving, and changed with him to invisible again. Together we went to the couple in the next room and did the same. Visible, non-visible. Altogether we went out of the house without a scratch. Now, of course, you can say, hey, Jaco, it's just a dream. Yes, you're right. But didn't Mr. Keshe teach us that the dream is more reality than the physical world? You have to know I normally never dream, at least that I remember. Only if there are real big changes in my life, then I dream conscious. I share this experience with you as an example, as a hope for further firefighter work. Just imagine how much safer it will be to work like this. Our soul in the fields manifest. So it's our soul which can change the manifestation. If we can change the color of our eyes, we also can change conditions in our environment. For example, reducing the oxygen from 21 to 70%, rising the nitrogen a few percent. This technique is used to protect inside of special high-risk buildings. It's a little more difficult to breathe, but you can survive for hours. Fire has no chance to exist in such an environment. Do you feel what a new world of opportunities is opening up for all of us as soon as we understand? Our freedom to manifest whatever we need, be it a shelter, an energy, a boundary, or food to feed us without killing. The interaction of the fields between gravitational and magnetical creates invisible fields containment. This is what the world of science have not understood at all, Mr. Keshe says. Another dream. I learn about why there will be no more prisons. So in the dream, I came home to the house where I grew up from age 3 and lived there until age 18. It was dark inside, so I went to the entrance window to open the curtains. And when I turned around, a massive guy came out of the toilet. Behind him, a person was laying on the toilet. It looked like he was unconscious. He didn't move no more. I recognized immediately this situation is not okay. It came to my mind, you have to protect yourself, but how? Since we signed the peace treaty and do not use any force or violence, I thought, freeze. And the whole situation froze. This person inclusive, and I could oversee the scene. So I had time to call the police and to make sure that this person will not do any harm anymore. After this dream, I understood it makes absolutely no sense to do crime no more when we understand this technology. But please also understand why it's so important to do it in the right ethos. With having the knowledge, we should avoid making an even bigger mess than we did before by continuing killing and using force. Because else we stay on the wrong track. If the soul of the man and the soul of the physicality are in line, are one, the physicality will follow, always. So share your unconditional love, dear souls, without any doubt, for everyone who is in need, be it your friend or be it your enemy. After all we learned, the time of wishing now becomes the time of doing. Let's do it right. Then we will change our planet to a peaceful planet for all souls in existence. Think we as one.
Beautiful, so beautiful, my dear Jaco. It's like a poetry. So beautiful sharing this unconditional love, really, really. And I also, well, as we are all here as knowledge seeker, universal souls, I welcome those who want to share, my beautiful souls, their unconditional love, their experience. You know, like in Bangla, there is a song that Anubhave tomare je pai. That means in the experiences, I found you. So anybody wants to share their unconditional a story, experience, you are so much welcome. Thank you. Okay, we will then, because this is the knowledge, and think about it, my dear beautiful souls. Thank you. We can move to the next slide, my dear Rick. Here is the plasma connection by our beautiful, beautiful lady, Claudia. Thank you, my dear. Thank you for all your efforts. Thank you.
Okay, we have the video available. Let me get that set up here. And this is from the plasma connection, starting at 1 hour and 1 minute. Okay, we'll begin now.
So then we are on the third question. Hello, members of the Universal Council. Thank you for your answer last month. At some point, we notice strange behaviors in the environment. And as we learned from Mr. Keshe, where we change the force to try to bring peace to the environment, but sometimes and in some interactions, the force is too strong, and even trying to control, we do not understand very well. Even when we sleep, it feels like we've been born somewhere else. In this dimension of understanding, does the soul work to correct what we can't understand and return to a new dynamic position? Or do we really change reality? Sometimes the impression is that they didn't exist, but it was there and you know it. But many around you didn't even realize that all those events existed. In the same sense, in the soul dimension, are we all working together on the same correction? Or does each soul occupy the work and position in its own strength in the soul dimension?
Então, a terceira pergunta é: olá, membros do Conselho Universal, obrigado por sua resposta no mês passado. Em algum momento, percebemos comportamentos estranhos no ambiente. E como aprendemos com o Sr. Keshe, para tentar trazer a paz ao ambiente, mas às vezes, em algumas interações, a força é muito forte e mesmo tentando controlá-la, não entendemos muito bem. Mesmo quando dormimos, parece que nascemos em outro lugar. Nessa dimensão de entendimento, a alma trabalha para corrigir o que não podemos entender e retornar a uma nova posição dinâmica, ou realmente mudamos a realidade? Às vezes, a impressão é de que o dia não existiu, mas ele estava lá e você sabe, mas muitos ao seu redor nem perceberam que todos esses eventos existiram. No mesmo sentido, na dimensão da alma, todos estamos trabalhando juntos na mesma correção, ou cada alma ocupa o trabalho e a posição em sua própria força na dimensão da alma?
And the first answer, when we sleep, we live reality. This physical earth life is our choice. We create reality when we follow the ethics of the universe. Our conscious actions allows us to understand more about the knowledge of the Creator and creation every day. We become more enlightened. The soul is always there helping us, so that we continue to remember the knowledge about the Creator and live correctly. From there, we expand knowledge to our environment, and it is there that we begin to change reality. All is made up of Maghreb fields. What we give, an action, thought, words are fields, energies that are all united. Let's imagine such big rays, like when we see those rivers that are overflowing, and we are a millionth particle of dust, part of the same flow. We are one. For this, we are totally united. We call ourselves knowledge seekers because we are eager to find a different physical life. We are aware that there are things to change in our life, and this is a good starting point. The limit does not exist. Souls seek the same thing, their illumination.
Então, a primeira resposta é: quando dormimos, vivemos a realidade. Essa vida física na Terra é nossa escolha. Criamos a realidade quando seguimos a ética do universo, o ethos, né? Nossa ação consciente nos permite entender mais sobre o conhecimento do Criador e da criação a cada dia. Nos tornamos mais iluminados. A alma está sempre lá para nos ajudar, para que continuemos a lembrar o conhecimento sobre o Criador e vivamos corretamente. A partir daí, expandimos o conhecimento para o nosso ambiente, e é aí que começa a mudar a realidade. Tudo é composto por campos de Magrave. O que damos, uma ação, ou um pensamento, palavras, são campos de energia que estão todos unidos. Vamos imaginar raios tão grandes como quando vemos rios que transbordam, e somos uma partícula milionésima de poeira, parte do mesmo fluxo. Somos um, por isso estamos totalmente unidos. Nos chamamos de buscadores de conhecimento porque estamos ansiosos para encontrar uma vida física diferente. Estamos cientes de que há coisas a mudar em nossa vida, e este é um bom ponto de partida. O limite não existe. As almas buscam a mesma coisa, a iluminação.
There is another answer. We come from the same ray. We are connected ever since. Our separation is just an illusion. We are all little flames of the big fire. Now we learn to understand both dimensions. In time, the knowledge will guide us. Let both souls accommodate each other according to the inertia field strength of your position and trust your soul. He is your captain. Reality is the manifestation we make. Changing this manifestation will change what we call reality.
Viemos do mesmo raio. Estamos conectados desde sempre. Nossa separação é apenas uma ilusão. Somos todas pequenas chamas do grande fogo. Agora aprendemos a entender ambas as dimensões. Com o tempo, o conhecimento nos guiará. Deixe as almas se acomodarem umas às outras, de acordo com a força de campo de inércia e de posição. E confie em sua alma. Ela é o capitão. A realidade é a manifestação que criamos. Mudar essa manifestação mudará o que chamamos de realidade.
And there is another answer. We are unified in our wish for peace. The wish is working in the fields, and the fields are dynamic. The souls in our environment are working to add to the wish, and the wish becomes stronger and stronger. And it will change the environment because everything is made of magnetic fields and they are in motion constantly. So us being unified in the wish for peace and by strengthening our souls by unconditional giving and following the ethos of Mitra and the universe, and using the commandments as a tool to align our physicality with our soul, we will see the changes, and we do it together because we are all coming from the same, and we are one.
Estamos unidos em nosso desejo pela paz. O desejo está funcionando nos campos e campos dinâmicos. As almas em nosso ambiente estão trabalhando para contribuir com o desejo, e o desejo se torna cada vez mais forte. E ele mudará o ambiente, porque tudo é composto por campos magnéticos que estão em constante movimento. Portanto, ao estarmos unidos no desejo de paz e ao fortalecermos nossas almas por meio da doação incondicional e seguindo o ethos de Mitra e do universo, usando os mandamentos como ferramenta para alinhar nossa fisicalidade com nossa alma, veremos as mudanças. E fazemos isso juntos, porque todos viemos do mesmo, nós somos um.
And there is another answer. The souls do not correct anything. It just adds fields. Elevate. Or do we really change reality? We do not change reality. We transmute and transform from one dimension to another. It's like changing clothes to suit the party you are going to. Sometimes the impression is that that day didn't exist, but it was there and you know it. But many around you didn't even realize that all those events existed. In the same sense, in the soul dimension, we are all working together on the same correction. We do not correct, we all elevate. It does each soul's, or does each soul occupy the work and the position in its own strength in the soul dimension? Yes, we are all the right. Yes, we are all the right at the right time in the right place. So I think that was the last answer. Yeah.
Então, a alma não corrige nada, apenas adiciona campos, eleva. E daí ele repete a mesma pergunta de cima. Ele fala: realmente mudamos a realidade? Não mudamos a realidade, transmutamos e transformamos de uma dimensão para outra. É como trocar de roupa para combinar com a festa para a qual você está indo. Aí repete: às vezes a impressão é de que o dia não existiu, mas ele estava lá, e você sabe disso. Mas muitos ao seu redor nem perceberam que todos esses eventos existiram. No mesmo sentido, na dimensão da alma, todos estamos trabalhando juntos na mesma correção? Aí ele responde: nós não corrigimos, nós elevamos. Nós todos elevamos. Aí ele repete novamente: ou cada alma ocupa o trabalho e a posição em sua própria força na dimensão da alma? Aí ele responde: sim, todos estamos no momento certo e no lugar certo.
Okay, so then we are on the fourth question.
Thank you, Claudia, my dear. Thank you, Mary, my dear. Beautiful, beautiful explanation, even by the answers or the ability to give. Thank you so much. Now we can move to the next slide. Welcome, Andreas.
Hello to everyone. Here's Andreas from the German-speaking community. I'm Universal Council support member for the German language. My topic was the last days, love. And I mean it's every time love. But the last days were different because something happened in my family with my brother, and there are a lot of worries also in myself. And so I was in a way disconnected from the love since a long time in this way. And I mean, I see things since a long time, and I'm sure a lot of us do that in their environment or what's going on in the world. But the last 2 days, I communicated with the soul of the physicality and the soul of the man, of different people who are involved. Because for me, this experience was not unexpected. I knew this will happen. And so I worked the last 2-3 days on myself in different ways. And also one thing was to let the others feel how I feel, that they can understand it. And I had to work a lot on myself. You can be angry, but angry is not everything. Or being sad or helpless because you know what's going on, but you cannot help because nobody wants to listen to you. But the most beautiful thing then, and maybe this was part of the work what I did the last 2 days, but then the most beautiful thing is then when the love comes back. And it's never a forcing of somebody to understand something. It's giving understanding freely. So if they want themselves to understand more, they got a lot from me, but also they got my unconditional love that they can do and have strength to do whatever they think is the best for them, because I cannot decide that. Until the meeting, I was very somehow under pressure because I said yesterday I will speak about this topic, but I didn't felt like that. But as soon I come to the beginning of Mr. Keshe, when with the intro, or when I hear your voices, or when I think through the topics and what we all speak about, the love comes back in a beautiful way. And it's when you are thankful, when you know you are secured, when you know there are souls around which are just here to help, which give to you when it's needed. And then you have so much of it that you are happy to pass it on to others. And for this beautiful love, I would just like to say thank you to everyone, to Mr. Keshe and to the Universal Council, and to all knowledge seekers which realized that this is the way for peace. This is the beautiful way to a beautiful paradise with beauties we cannot imagine coming to us. And thank you to learn from you. And I hope I give also from my best to give something back. Thank you.
Thank you, my dear Andreas. Thank you so much for giving all the unconditional love. Love to you too, my dear. Always, forever. Thank you. Thank you so much, my dear. Now we can move to the next slide. Here is the 1 Cup 1 Life I made. I made when everything was started. You know, the energy moved so fast, and then in the physical way, we now the physical thing that is we know that is reality. But here we say follow the money. But in the plasma realms where we are, the soul's work. Here we say follow the truth, and you will be in unconditional love always, forever. So I would say that this is the even the 4 guns I made and the plasma water I made but with my own hands was so amazing. How can I say? I named it as, for now, the truth serum. For me, the truth came out. And the courage also came out. And I jumped in to see what it is. What is me? What is not me at all? So when I was, the searching for truth, maybe I don't know, I was searching for truth, but I was searching for something that is, that is me, only me, and everything that is with me. And this search started when I was growing up. Everything was like opposite to me, kind of going reverse to me. I'm going this way, that is going that way, but I'm searching, still searching. It hurts. I was getting injured, and many things. Even maybe I would have been killed. But then, even I was unknowingly entertaining those parasites, those who like tried to kill me. I didn't know that. That was the point. I thought I am innocent, but that was the ignorance I was going through. Seeing them, sometimes I felt these vibes from them, but I couldn't understand. They tormented my house. They destroyed my garden. But still, the point was, I am alive. I am. So this started, and when as searching for that nothingness, I will say, or something, I was growing up, and then there was so much chaos. But then, when I landed in this unconditional love of Keshe Foundation, getting this universal knowledge, and created this Ganswat that was amazing. Well, I will say that was magical for me, because what I can say, I was a simple housewife. I am a simple housewife. For me, that was like, like something very heavenly, something very, all the thing that I am doing at the same time, with my heart and soul and my physicality working, mesmerizing everything. And I was giving these waters to all, and they were smiling, giving me smile and recovering for many things. But I was still not aware of the truth, how the truth is coming out. And then the truth, so level by level, starts to come out. And then I landed like a spaceship in every cell, every part of me. And I understood that is not only me, it is we. I am with so many souls, so many people, so many beings, so many stars. And when they hurt me, I accepted that. I destroyed many gardens with my anger, with my violence approach to them. And as I know that this is my garden, there is a rose, there is a vegetable garden. And then a friend from Togo came and given me this beautiful flower from Togo. And they destroyed that also. So I started recognizing the truth that this is the hurt, this is the pain that I have been, this is the injury. I have been through that injury. I gone to that injury so deep, painful, but I stood like truth, facing them and eliminating, or I said, I elevate your soul. I elevate your soul. I don't need you anymore. You have been hurting me. You have been poisoning me the whole time. I have given you so many chances, but you didn't listen. So here the truth came out, and yes, that was very chaotic. My whole body was vibrating. I was not in balance, but I was in the position of, I am in the position of unconditional love. As I already said that there's a saying in Bengali, that in the experience I found you, in my experiences. And I always recall those experiences. And now, as Jaco said, that the dreams, the moments, I recall them again. And now I see the spark of light, the beings that I've seen, I thought they were gods. And the many situations, people at least see me and love me so more. And many things, somebody is hugging somebody, and I was giving somebody has given me something. And now I'm recalling again that because of this guidance of universal creator with love, I survived, and now I am in the fields of the truth. Here we say, follow the truth, you will be in unconditional love. Yes, physical pain will be there, many things will be there, but they will go away if you don't need, as we know. Because when it was, if it was earlier, I never thought of many people, I even talked to them. I just stare with them, don't touch me or don't see me like that. Every time I was ready for a fight. But now I see them with love. And they found something in me. I see them with love and I elevate their soul. And I heard many are no more. But I know in the soul communication, they have communicated me and said, Shweta, it was just a physicality. It was just a physicality. I was bound to do it. I came here to do it. So this is what it is. So the truth came out, and the truth is here, and I am alive. And I understand that in this unconditional love, as Andreas said, this is so beautifully, Andreas said that I realized the truth came out. The home, where is the home? Where are the relatives? Who are they? Where are the people? Who are they? But then the path becomes more clear. The beings coming in, the garden is newly decorated for a wedding ceremony. So beautiful. I feel the joy every time. Even somebody wants to hurt me, somebody says some bad words to me, I don't reply them anymore because that was not my character before. I don't reply them as usually I violently reply, because I always oppose this society. I always oppose this system. I was a good student, but when the test come, they give me 0, sometimes 0.5. And when the literature comes, when there is a form of creativity, I got 10 out of 10. So I love this loveliness of being, whether it's we are doing always big things, a job, a thing, a sculpture, like big sculpture, and you are so famous. But now I find these small things I was deprived of, making making handkerchiefs, small sculpture, small, even brushing the tree, the leaf of the tree. I feel so peace. There's so much space for me. And I can see the trees, the plants I have in my vicinity. And I also see all the plants all over, all the beings all over, all the stars all over that are connecting to me, that are connected to me. And that's the final, that the universe is not separate. We are all together, a collective, individual story, but a collective in the benefit of all. So this is the truth, my dear one, that came out from a simple housewife, like a truth serum, like a detective. I detected what I don't need anymore. It is really a chaotic form, but then you will realize that the unconditional love. Here in India, we say, the Guru says, love, there's songs of love and all. But that doesn't work in this way. If we explain, if we clarify things, we have to see the truth. The truth is like that. We received this, we manifested this physicality in this way, as we are told. But now we know what we don't need anymore. And this is love. This is love for all, because we have this responsibility. In many forms, many beings are not aware, but we have to elevate them, and we have to live together because of this, in this duty and totality that we are in, transmuting, transforming, my dear one, like a butterfly, to be in this new human cycle, to be in this civilization of love, unconditional. So thank you, my dear one. And as I say, these are the truth serum for me. Follow the truth, my dear beautiful souls. The whole world should follow. So thank you. All the love always. Salam, namaste, salute. Thank you so much. Rick, now can we move to the next slide? Oh, here is the when I was preparing the GANS plasma water, because painting and drawing is a hobby for me, I decorated this bottle and put some, here in our houses there are small temples, and we have this coral shankha in our home, and this making sound, we will say ghanti in our home to arise the energy. I have written here that the elixir, I have taken the 4 gans water and mixed with the 4 gans, and I have given this with mixing oil to many, and they have benefited from it, and I named it as the elixir. Elixir means the drink of eternal, to be eternal forever. And here in India we say Amrita. And how it came? In the Upanishads and the epic books of India, they say that when the negative and positive, the gods and the monsters were fighting to each other for this Amrita, this elixir, there was a churning of, as we churn the milk, we churn water, there was a churning, and there was a big snake. The head was with the gods and the tail was with the monsters or rakshasas. And after thousands of years of churning, in the timeline here we say, it was a cosmic churning, and the elixir came out, and somehow the gods obtained the elixir and became immortal forever. And this elixir, as we say, this was a symbolic form they have told us, but actually this is the elixir to understand the I am, the universal unified being. And this is the elixir, my dear, to understand, to be in the path of peace, to create the balance and to understand how the two souls meet, how we understand the universal creator, how we became the creator. So this elixir is about the churning of being the I am, in the truthfulness, in the loveliness of a being, of the universal creator. So here is that elixir, my dear. I have named it elixir because I felt that instantly that I should name it. This is the knowledge my Messiah, Mehran Tavakoli Keshe, has given to us. What is the elixir? What is eternity? How the soul meet, merge, love each other. So be in the universal unified field, my dear. Be the spaceship. Thank you. Thank you so much again. Thank you. Here again, we bring the needs and wishes from your community to the Universal Council as one planet, one nation, one race for justice and world peace. And I welcome you, my beautiful souls. As knowledge seekers, we are sharing each other's experiences. Please do share when you experience this unconditional love, when you become a spaceship, what is the truth? Have you experienced that? So if any question, even if we are able to answer, we will, of course. Thank you. Welcome. Welcome.
Thank you, Sweta. Dean, may I say a few words to the
Oh, welcome, my.
Thank you. Thank you for all of the Universal Council for a very beautiful, incredible Universal meeting today. There were many, many incredible emotions, and the presence of the soul throughout the meeting has been, for me, very beautiful, very, what's the right words? Very touching. The essence of the soul's present, the universal community, the Universal Council is, as we know, to give from their soul and to share their experiences and share the beauty that's within them, because they have a soul that is connected to everything, and we're connected with everyone. And the soul of totality and the soul of these beautiful souls that have come forward are unlimited, and they shine very brightly when they speak such wisdom, because wisdom is a gift, and knowledge, as we know, we can gain the knowledge. The knowledge is free. It's the wisdom is a gift, and when you reach that, when you get that wisdom from an experience, from an emotion, then you can move freely forward and bring about changes within your space, your reality, your consciousness, your field strength. So when you awake, when you come from the dream into the reality, or when you go from this reality into the real reality, what intentions do you bring with yourself? When you take your first breath, when you take your first step, when you take your first thought, what do you bring forward in that moment, when you come back into a position of realization of a manifestation of yourself? What do you bring forward in the moment, in this moment? And if you are at one end of the planet and you are sleeping now, hearing these words, and if you're at the other end of the planet and you're awake and it's, the sunlight's there, the birds are singing, you're walking down the street, when you first wake up in the morning, what intention do you bring to yourself? And when you come to realize that the very first thought sets an intention, sets a reaction that you then act out, you're part of. You become part of it in the physicality, and the soul has gently guided you to a position. So the outside influences that we have around us in each and every moment play a very big part in what we consciously become aware of. So with the teachings and the experiences that have been shared today, when they're put so beautifully, and they're speaking from the soul of man, in a physical form, even though they have a universal soul that is present within each and every single soul that is present on the planet. And that is for all created creatures. Whatever your beliefs, whatever you have come to know, we're all part of the same picture. And so when we first wake up, we take a part of the puzzle with us and we create around ourselves. So when we want to touch the creation, really touch it, then our thoughts, from the very first moment that we open our eyes and connect once more in the physicality, sets an intention for a moment. And then those many moments, when you put them together, if you've ever made a diary of your life, of parts of your life, and then go back and read parts of it, you'll start to see the picture unfold that you've created. Because we as the most incredible, unconditional, unlimited souls, create constantly in this moment. And so if you make a diary of yourself, even over a short period, and then look back, you'll start to see the picture unfolding before you, and you'll start to realize how you can, in the moment, change anything. it's like flipping a switch. It's like magnetic and gravitational fields that in one moment can be a positive and in the next can be a negative. However, with the thought and intention, you can keep it positive. You can change it to a positive. So if a thought comes to you that is not of an intention that you want to portray or be part of, then just let it go. Create again. Change the thought, change the emotion in your environment. And it all starts within you, me, us, because we're all the same. We're all from the same position. When we come to understand, the only thing that is changing is the emotion that is created from the field strengths of the environment and everything else that is around us, and what, from the viewpoint that we position ourselves to look at a certain topic or object or reality, whatever it is in the moment for you. So my sort of my sort of my understanding from today is that when we have an emotion that's been carried forward from a dream, so many of us have dreams that some of them are very, very beautiful and enlighten us, and we feel very, very fresh and good when we first open our eyes. And then sometimes we have emotions or dreams that we think, what was this dream? For some people, it can be a scary dream, and they think, well, what is it? They don't understand the reality of it. How did that dream come about? Was it on a soul level? Was it the soul of man that was trying to guide the soul of physicality to say, hey, look, this is, it's not lining up. It's not the thinking good. It's not speaking and not acting. It's not in resonance with the creation. And so this dream maybe portrays it in a certain way for you to understand something. And then you bring the emotion forward into physicality, and you release it upon the world. And all the others have to interact with your thoughts, your interactions in that moment. And the only way they can really interact is on an emotional level. So when they receive the energy that you've given from a dream, then they have to react in a physical form. And then those that have come close to the soul will know to trust themselves, and the soul will guide them. And the ones that have not been aligned or don't want to be in this position, they act in a physical form. And so they receive a different interaction. And then that is then portrayed and given to the rest of the world again and beyond, and so on and so on. So we all, in this moment, if we, when we first open our eyes, or when we first take a step, in fact, when you're in the middle of a step, you can always transition your thoughts, your intentions to the correct path that leads to the beauty that's within you. And then that leads to the beauty within all of us. And then we have this peace, this wonderful condition that we know is present in each and every moment. So your needs and wishes, bring the needs and wishes, bring your wishes forward from your dreams, bring them into reality, give them back in peace and love, and all the beauty that is, that you possess as a soul of man, as the beauty that you are. Thank you so much. Thank you all.
Thank you, my dear beautiful soul. So beautiful you are, Dean. All the love always. Thank you so much. Thank you. Well, anyone else want to share? Please do. Welcome. Suswagatam.
Jefferson in the YouTube chat mentions the Universal Council's questions and answers at Plasma Connection are very important for our understanding of the visions and paths to peace and justice in our planet and beyond. Thank you, Jefferson.
Thank you, Jefferson.
It's Dean here again. I'd just like to say to Jefferson and many of the beautiful souls present that are always present and given from their soul unconditionally. And Rick and all the Universal Council and all the beautiful souls that are on the panel, the panelists, the soul, it shines so very, very brightly. And they are here and are serving humanity. They're given unconditionally, not just humanity. They're giving to all the souls created, all souls present. And it's an intention. It's setting that intention and coming forward with this constantly. And then the more we do it, the more that the reality, the consciousness, the field strength of unity between us, whether it's on a physical level from the heart, or whether it's on a soul level from a universal condition, it's all the same position when your intention is to be correct in the ethos of your thoughts, your words, and your actions. And many of the beautiful knowledge seekers that are present have come to know this knowledge. As we all know, it touches you on a soul level, on a very deep level, that transpires and transmutes you into a condition of becoming a very peaceful, giving soul. And it's always a pleasure to be present with the souls that are like this and have come to understand the beauty of the creation. So thank you, Jefferson. Thank you, Rick.
Thank you, my dear.
I'd like to mention the Ambassadors Conference in London and show where people can access that. So the Ambassadors Conference in London, England, begins on the 11th of November and the 12th of November. That's Saturday and Sunday, 2023. It mentions here, after several years, the Keshe Foundation is proud to announce the next conference in the series of ambassadorial conferences by the invitation of the Keshe Foundation to the world ambassadors to be given the new space plasma technology as a gift to humanity in exchange for peace. And we'll put the link up. People can read more about that. And if you wish to apply, tickets are €1,500 plus VAT on that. So let me put that link in the chat.
Thank you, my dear Rick, for mentioning. Of course, very important. As we are moving as knowledge seekers, sharing love to each other, communicating each other, this great awakening is happening. And the November conference, the manifestation of the technology for the benefit of all it will be manifestation, and all will be benefiting for this. And the universal knowledge is for all, even in the cosmos, those who need. So this will be a beautiful, beautiful, what I can say, new, this is always there, but here in this manifestation, it will be in the newness, and all will be benefiting. Those who have suffered long, in a way, they will benefit. And that is our wish, my dear. Thank you, my dear Rick. Thank you so much. And also I want to say that if somebody wants to join, please join. And somebody wants to donate, please donate. If somebody wants to go and he has not that money and want to attend the conference, please help. If you have the capability to help, experience the love and blessings, my dear. Thank you so much. Thank you again. And Rick, if there's no sharing or any comment or anything, then we can move to the next. Yes, yes.
Hello. I'm sorry. I next to you. please put your wishes on the London conference and the knowledge seekers going to before a week, going to with the teach to Mr. Keshe, because Mr. Keshe talked many workshops ago, maybe many years, when you achieve one wish, you need take focus it all the time in that. And because when your brain like a monkey jump it, you don't know have you not focus it, and maybe you wish not achieve, because I'm sorry, my English is perfect. And for that reason, I talk, please put in your wishes, your most beautiful wishes, and at that moment, in that week, and of course, and in Londres in that weekend with the ambassadors and all governments, because it's time for change. And like Mr. Keshe says, it's time for change. It's time for inside the work with the universe and unicos. It's time for change all things around that. It's time for unification souls. It's time for achieve soul of the peace. That is like a big gate for entrance. Actually, the earth, the humanity, and of course, all souls in existence, across the plasma technology. Please again, focus it in that moment, focus it in that, it's little time, but focus it in that all souls present in that moment for open the souls. Because when they open these souls, of course, back to the all countries inside the plasma technology, inside the new time for the peace. And thank you so much for the people, always days, always moment, give freely your souls for unifying with all souls in existence. And all souls like stars and the space, and give you all love on, and give you knowledge too, freely. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. Beautiful words, my dear Elizabeth. So soulful. Thank you. If there any sharing, my dear Rick? Anyone else?
I don't see anything else on our streaming or in the chats.
Okay, then we jump into the next slide. Please, thank you. Thank you all beautiful souls for being here, taking the responsibility to give love, unconditional love. And don't be afraid anymore. Here's the truth serum. Stand straight for what you believe, what you know, what you are. So thank you. And here, and the key, we are here to serve, not to be served, my beautiful souls. Thank you so much, the Universal Council. And this is Shweta Anwar, Universal Council Hindi language. And I will say again, jump in, follow, live in Keshe Foundation Spaceship Institute. The beauty and totality of Keshe Foundation's Spaceship Institute, you will feel the peace, the unconditional love, and have this knowledge that will be forever. So I will say, Salam, namaste, salute, my dear beautiful souls again. Thank you so much for being here. Thank you.
Okay, thank you, Sweta, and thank you to all the members of the Universal Council for today's presentation, and thanks to all of our viewers and listeners around the world for being here today as well to participate, and for those who will see the broadcast later. This is the 292nd One Nation, One Planet, One Race for World Peace and Justice here on Tuesday, September 19th, 2023. Our background image today was courtesy of Brigid, who does beautiful photography. And it's actually a flower, if you haven't figured it out by now, with the snail sitting beside it. Okay, we have the next public teaching workshop is the Keshe Plasma Reactor Group. And that starts at 7 a.m. Central European Time on Wednesday, September 20th. And people are welcome to bring your plasma replications for discussion or any topics you would like to bring up. We always try to bring it around to the plasma perspective. And you're welcome whether you're a newcomer or an old timer with the plasma technology. Okay, what else do we have? I think that's it, other than the Knowledge Seekers Workshop. So far as you know, is will be at 9 a.m. on Thursday, September 21st. And that, of course, is with Mr. Keshe. Okay, I hear you at the background, Sweta, ready to go here. And I'm ready to present the Flight Enhancement Spaceship Unit music version as the ending of our program, as per usual. I hope that keeps you happy. Okay, thank you everyone for being here today, and we'll see you in the next public teaching workshop. Bye for now.